Of all the paradoxes we encounter in the journey of life, perhaps none is more poignant or perplexing than this. The very movements we undertake to prolong our years can, under the wrong circumstances, silently conspire to shorten them. Did you know that the wrong kind of exercise, especially after the age of 60, could be doing more harm than good? This statement might sound alarmist, a piece of clickbait designed to frighten rather than inform, but it is a truth grounded in the profound and often overlooked changes our bodies undergo. Exercise remains one of the most potent medicines available to us, a veritable fountain of youth for our muscles, bones, and spirit. Yet, like any powerful medicine, the wrong dosage or the wrong prescription can have damaging side effects. The key to vibrant, active aging isn't just to keep moving. It's to move with wisdom, insight, and a deep respect for the body that has carried you through a lifetime of experiences. Imagine for a moment two individuals, both in their late 70s. The first, let's call him Arthur, has been a dedicated gym goer for decades. He clings to the routines of his youth, pushing heavy weights overhead and dropping into deep squats, believing that intensity is the only measure of success. Yet he lives with a persistent ache in his shoulder, a grinding in his knees, and a quiet, gnawing fear of a single misstep. The second individual, we'll call her Eleanor, has adapted her routine. She has traded punishing impact for mindful movement, focusing on stability, functional strength, and the gentle art of listening to her body's signals. She walks with a confident stride, tends to her garden without pain, and moves through her days with a sense of freedom, not fragility. The difference between them is not effort or desire, but knowledge. Today, we will embark on a journey to uncover that knowledge. This is not about creating a list of forbidden activities or instilling fear. It is about empowerment. We will delve into 6 fundamental truths of mature fitness, 3 dangerous exercises that seniors should approach with extreme caution or avoid entirely, and 3 profoundly effective exercises that every older adult should consider embracing. Each point is not a mere suggestion, but a deep analysis rooted in the science of the aging body, how our joints, muscles, balance, and bones evolve. The wrong kind of pressure, repetition, or impact can become a slow, silent erosion of your physical independence, often without clear symptoms until significant damage is done. But the good news is transformative. With the right approach, you can build and maintain the strength, mobility, and confidence to live fully and actively well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. This is your guide to moving smarter, not harder. Stay with us, because understanding these 6 principles could be the difference between a future limited by pain and a future defined by possibility. Dangerous exercise 1, the hidden peril of the deep squat. Let's begin with one of the most celebrated and, for an aging body, one of the most damaging exercises, the deep squat. On the surface, it represents primal strength, the ability to lower our body to the earth and rise again. It's a movement we perform in various forms every day, from picking up a grandchild's toy to tending a garden. Fitness gurus have long championed it as the king of leg exercises. However, for a body that has weathered 60 or more years, the deep squat can be a treacherous proposition, placing a tremendous and often unsustainable amount of pressure on the knees, hips, and lower back. To understand the danger, we must look inside the joint itself. Imagine the cartilage in your knees as the pristine, shock-absorbing cushions in a new car. In our youth, this cartilage is thick and resilient, allowing the bones of the femur and tibia to glide over each other smoothly. But over decades of walking, running, and living, this cartilage naturally thins and becomes less pliable. The synovial fluid that lubricates the joint may decrease. What this means in practical terms is that the body's natural cushioning system is compromised. When you descend into a deep squat, forcing your knees to bend well past a 90-degree angle, you are not just building muscle, you are grinding the ends of your bones together with immense force, a force that the diminished cartilage can no longer adequately absorb. For many older adults, the signs of this damage are unmistakable. A sharp, stabbing pain in the kneecap, persistent stiffness, or swelling that makes walking uncomfortable. Others might hear an unsettling popping or grinding sound, a condition known as crepitus, every time they bend their knees. But for a significant number, the breakdown is insidious and silent. It isn't the result of one single terrible repetition, but the cumulative effect of hundreds of squats performed over months or years, each one contributing a microscopic layer of wear and tear. This gradual erosion is precisely what makes the deep squat so dangerous. It can feel productive in the moment, only to reveal its true cost years later in the form of osteoarthritis or chronic joint instability. The risk is magnified exponentially if you already have pre-existing conditions like arthritis, a history of knee injuries, or weakened stabilizer muscles in your hips and core. Without a strong support system from the surrounding musculature, the knee joint is forced to bear the brunt of the load, accelerating its decline. Even bodyweight squats, performed without any added resistance, can be harmful if the range of motion is too deep or the form is imperfect. Many well-intentioned seniors turn to gym equipment like the Smith machine, believing it offers a safer alternative. In reality, these machines can create a false sense of security. By locking the body into a fixed, unnatural path of motion, they can encourage you to squat lower than your anatomy safely allows, all while placing dangerous shearing forces on the spine and knees. This physical toll inevitably bleeds into the psychological realm. When your knees hurt, your world shrinks. You hesitate before climbing a flight of stairs. You think twice about going for a walk in the park. You begin to see chairs not as a place of rest, but as a challenge to be overcome. This erosion of confidence and the burgeoning fear of falling often trace their roots back to joint pain, with repetitive deep squats being a common, though often unrecognized, culprit. It's time to re-evaluate. The goal of exercise is to enhance your life, not to introduce new limitations. This is the first fundamental truth we must understand. Protecting our joints is paramount to preserving our mobility. If you recognize the importance of this principle and are ready to choose movements that protect your knees for the long haul, please show your commitment by commenting with the number 1 below. Your engagement helps us know we are on the right track, and it signals to others in the community that this is a conversation worth having. Dangerous exercise 2. The shocking cost of high-impact movement. While staying active is a cornerstone of healthy aging, a pervasive myth suggests that the intensity of the workout is directly proportional to its benefit. This leads many older adults to continue with high-impact exercises like jumping jacks, jump squats, or even running on hard surfaces like concrete, believing they are doing their bodies a favor. In our youth, these activities can feel invigorating, a powerful way to build cardiovascular fitness and bone density. But for the post-60 body, the calculus of risk versus reward shifts dramatically. High-impact movements can become a source of chronic, systemic damage that quietly undermines your health. The core issue is simple physics: impact. Every time your foot strikes the ground with force, a shock wave reverberates up through your entire musculoskeletal system. Think of the difference between dropping a glass on a plush carpet versus dropping it on a tile floor. When you are young, your muscles are dense, your connective tissues are elastic, and your cartilage is thick. Your body is the plush carpet, effectively cushioning these blows. As you age, these natural shock absorbers begin to wear out. Cartilage thins, tendons lose their elasticity, and bone density may decline. Your body becomes more like the tile floor, and each landing delivers a harsher, more jarring jolt than your frame is designed to handle. This repeated shock primarily targets the weight-bearing joints, the ankles, knees, and hips.
You might not notice it after a single jog, but over time, the accumulated stress leads to a gradual breakdown. A persistent ache in the morning, increased stiffness after a walk, or a general feeling that you just don't bounce back anymore are not simply inevitable signs of aging. They are often quiet warnings that the impact is accumulating faster than your body's ability to repair itself.
More acutely, there is the hidden risk of fractures. Older bones, especially in individuals with osteopenia or osteoporosis, are far more brittle. The very movements some believe are strengthening their bones can, in a cruel twist of irony, be the cause of their failure. A wrong landing from a jump, a sudden trip during a run on uneven pavement, these can lead to stress fractures or, even more devastatingly, a full fracture of the hip or vertebrae. The consequences of such an injury are life-altering, often leading to hospitalization, surgery, a profound loss of independence, and a long, arduous recovery that can set you back years, both physically and emotionally. And we cannot ignore the spine. Your spinal column, with its intricate stack of vertebrae and cushioning intervertebral discs, is especially vulnerable to compressive forces. Each heavy landing sends that shockwave directly up your lower back. Over time, this can lead to compressed or pinched nerves, sciatica, and the acceleration of degenerative disc disease, a source of chronic, debilitating pain. This isn't just old age, it is often the direct cost of years of pounding movements. Finally, there is the critical element of balance. High-impact exercises require speed, agility, and coordination. However, after 60, our proprioception, the mind's internal sense of the body's position in space, and our reflexes naturally slow. This means that even if your muscles feel strong, your risk of misjudging a movement, losing your balance in midair, or failing to correct a stumble is significantly higher. One bad fall is all it takes to irrevocably change the course of your life. So why do people continue? Sometimes it's pride, a refusal to accept that the body has changed. Sometimes it's habit, and often it's simply misinformation. The truth is that smart, sustainable movement will extend your vibrant years far more effectively than punishing high-impact routines. This brings us to the end of our second crucial point. Have you ever felt the jarring effects of high-impact exercise, or have you found safer alternatives that work for you? We would love to hear about your experience in the comments section below. Sharing your story can inspire and inform others on a similar path. And if this analysis is helping you rethink your routine in a positive way, please consider supporting our channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Your support allows us to continue creating content designed to empower our community. Dangerous exercise 3: the overhead lift and the illusion of strength. There is a deep-seated, almost primal satisfaction that comes from lifting a heavy object. It is a tangible measure of our strength and capability. For this reason, weightlifting can and should be a vital part of a healthy lifestyle at any age, preserving muscle mass and bone density. However, there is one category of lifting that carries a disproportionately high risk for seniors: heavy overhead lifting. Movements like the overhead dumbbell press, the barbell military press, or even raising a heavy medicine ball above your head can seem like the ultimate display of upper body power. But what we don't see is the precarious chain reaction of stress it unleashes throughout the body. The moment you press a significant weight above your shoulders, you place your shoulder joints in their most vulnerable position. The shoulder is a marvel of mobility, a ball and socket joint that allows for an incredible range of motion. But this mobility comes at the cost of stability. As we age, the ligaments that hold the joint together become thinner, and the rotator cuff, a group of 4 delicate muscles and their tendons that stabilize the shoulder, is often already frayed from decades of use. Lifting heavy overhead can dramatically increase the risk of shoulder impingement, where the tendons of the rotator cuff get pinched and inflamed. It can lead to bursitis, tendinitis, or, in a worst-case scenario, a complete tear of the rotator cuff.
Unlike a pulled muscle that heals in a week, these shoulder injuries are notoriously persistent, often lingering for months or even years, causing chronic pain and severely limiting your ability to perform simple daily tasks. Suddenly, reaching for a mug on a high shelf, putting on a coat, or lifting a bag of groceries becomes a painful ordeal. The damage is often cumulative, the result of small, repeated strains that finally culminate in a significant injury.
The danger extends far beyond the shoulder. To stabilize a heavy weight overhead, especially while standing, the body naturally compensates. The most common compensation is an overarching of the lower back. This creates a sway-back posture that puts direct, intense compressive force on the lumbar vertebrae and spinal discs. If your core muscles are not exceptionally strong, and for many seniors they are not, this movement effectively transfers the load from your shoulders to your delicate lower back. This can lead to herniated discs, pinched nerves, and the onset or exacerbation of chronic low back pain. The very exercise intended to build strength can become the source of your greatest weakness. Then there is the undeniable issue of balance. Lifting a heavy object above your head significantly raises your body's center of gravity. This makes you inherently less stable, like a skyscraper swaying in the wind. Combine this elevated center of gravity with the age-related decline in reflexes and proprioception we discussed earlier, and the risk of a fall becomes dangerously high. One slight wobble, one moment of lost focus while holding a heavy weight overhead can result in a catastrophic fall or a severe muscle strain that takes months to heal. The culture of many gyms often encourages a more is better mentality, pushing seniors to lift as they did in their 30s or 40s. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of mature physiology. True strength at this stage of life needs to be redefined. It is not about your 1-rep max on an overhead press. It is about functional strength, the ability to carry your groceries with ease, to open a tight jar, to push yourself up from a chair without assistance, and to hug your grandchildren without a twinge of pain. It's about building a body that serves you in the real world, not just in the gym. We have now covered the 3 movements to approach with extreme caution. This wisdom isn't about limitation, it's about liberation from injury and pain. If you are committed to redefining strength on your own terms, focusing on functional, sustainable power, let us know by commenting with the number 3 below. It's a powerful declaration that you are choosing wisdom over ego in your fitness journey. Now that we have cleared away the dangerous myths and identified the movements that carry more risk than reward, let's turn a corner. Let's shift our focus from what to avoid to what to embrace. It's time to build a new foundation for fitness, one based on safety, accessibility, and profound effectiveness. The following 3 exercises may seem simple, but do not mistake simplicity for a lack of power. Within these gentle movements lies the secret to building a resilient, confident, and independent body for the years to come. Safe Exercise 1, the quiet power of seated leg raises. If you are searching for a truly safe, accessible, and remarkably effective way to build foundational strength in your legs without placing an ounce of stress on your joints, look no further than the seated leg raise. It may seem almost too simple to be effective, a movement so gentle it's easy to dismiss. But within this humble exercise lies the key to unlocking lower body stability, improving mobility, and directly counteracting the very weaknesses that make activities like deep squats so perilous. Let's explore what is happening physiologically when you perform this movement. As you sit tall in a sturdy chair and slowly extend one leg straight out in front of you, you are isolating and activating the quadriceps, the large, powerful muscles on the front of your thighs. These muscles are the primary support structure for your knee joint. When your quads are strong, they act like natural braces, absorbing shock and taking pressure off the knee cartilage and ligaments. Strengthening this area is one of the most direct ways to protect your knees, reduce pain, and improve your ability to perform essential daily movements, like standing up from a low couch, climbing stairs, and maintaining your balance while walking.
The most significant advantage of seated leg raises is their inherent safety. Unlike squats or lunges, which require balance and constrain the knees and back, this exercise removes those risks entirely. You are safely supported by the chair, which stabilizes your back and hips, allowing your leg muscles to do all the work in a controlled, isolated manner. For anyone who worries about falling, deals with balance issues, or experiences joint pain, this built-in support is not just a benefit, it is a game changer. It transforms strength training from a source of anxiety into an act of empowerment.
The core tone of this exercise is authoritative, yet empathetic, delivered at a deliberate pace for clarity and listener comprehension. Dynamically shift the tone to match the content's purpose. Adopt a more serious, cautionary voice when outlining problems or risks, and a brighter, more empowering tone when presenting solutions or benefits. Calls to action should be conversational and friendly to build community. The goal is a performance that builds listener confidence and trust through a consistent, professional, and engaging delivery. Furthermore, the accessibility of this exercise is unparalleled. You don't need a gym membership, expensive equipment, or even special clothing. All you require is a stable chair and a few minutes of your time. This makes it a perfect anywhere, anytime exercise, something you can do while watching television, talking on the phone, or waiting for water to boil. It is the epitome of a small, repeatable action that, when performed consistently over time, yields a massive return on your investment. As you build strength, you can easily progress the movement by adding light ankle weights, increasing the number of repetitions, or slowing down the motion to increase the time under tension. The key is not speed or force, but control and consistency. The benefits ripple outwards, far beyond simple muscle strength. The act of contracting and relaxing your large leg muscles improves blood flow and circulation throughout your lower body, which is vital for overall cardiovascular health. Stronger legs contribute to better posture and a more confident gait, which in turn encourages you to be more active throughout the day. This creates a virtuous cycle. More movement leads to more energy, a better mood, and even improved sleep. It's a powerful domino effect that begins with something as unassuming as a single leg lift. This simple exercise is our fourth key insight, a cornerstone of safe and effective lower body conditioning. If you're ready to start building this foundational strength from the safety and comfort of your own chair, please comment with the number 4 below to affirm your commitment to this smart and sustainable practice. Your participation inspires our entire community. Safe exercise 2, reclaiming upper body power with wall push-ups. When most of us hear the term push-up, an image of straining on the floor often comes to mind. A difficult, intimidating exercise that can be hard on the wrists, shoulders, and lower back. For many older adults, the traditional push-up feels like a relic of a past fitness life, something now out of reach. But there is a brilliant, powerful, and profoundly safe alternative: the wall push-up. This simple modification transforms the exercise from a high-risk endeavor into one of the best ways for seniors to build and maintain essential upper body strength without the associated dangers. The mechanics are exactly what they sound like. You stand facing a sturdy wall, place your palms flat against it at shoulder height, and take a small step back. From there, you slowly bend your elbows, lowering your chest toward the wall in a controlled motion, and then gently push back to the starting position. This simple action engages the very same muscles as a traditional push-up: the pectoral muscles of the chest, the deltoids of the shoulders, and the triceps in the back of the arms, but it dramatically reduces the load. By performing the movement at an incline, you are only pushing a fraction of your body weight, making it manageable and safe. One of the greatest advantages of the wall push-up is its infinite adjustability. It meets you exactly where you are on your fitness journey. If the movement feels too challenging, you simply move your feet closer to the wall to reduce the incline. If you want more of a challenge, you step your feet further back to increase the resistance. This built-in scalability means that anyone, from someone recovering from an injury to a relatively fit individual, can get a safe and effective workout. You are always in complete control.
Don't let the simplicity fool you. This single move builds the exact kind of functional strength that directly impacts your quality of life. Think about how many times a day you use a pushing motion. You push yourself out of a deep armchair, you push open a heavy door, you push a grocery cart through the store. You use these muscles to steady yourself if you trip. Wall push-ups strengthen the precise muscles required for all these daily tasks, enhancing your independence and safety without overwhelming the joints that are now more vulnerable to strain. Moreover, wall push-ups offer a significant postural benefit. As we age, and especially if we spend a lot of time sitting, the muscles in the chest tend to tighten, while the muscles of the upper back weaken. This creates a rounded, forward-slumped posture that can make you look and feel hunched and can even restrict breathing. The motion of a wall push-up acts as a dynamic stretch for the chest, gently opening it up while simultaneously strengthening the shoulders and upper back. This helps you stand taller, breathe more deeply, and move with a sense of upright confidence. It is a direct antidote to the senior slump.
There is also something deeply empowering about being able to do a push-up again, even a modified one, especially if you thought those days were long behind you. This small success can be a powerful psychological catalyst, restoring a sense of physical pride and encouraging you to take on other small challenges. You don't need fancy machines or heavy free weights to reclaim your strength. You need smart, sustainable movements, and the wall push-up is a perfect example. This is our fifth powerful secret for lifelong fitness. Do you plan on adding wall push-ups to your routine? Or perhaps you already do them? Let us know in the comments. Your engagement is what fuels our channel. So if you're finding this deep dive valuable, a simple click on the subscribe button and the notification bell makes a world of difference and ensures you never miss another empowering guide. Safe exercise 3. Mastering your freedom with heel-to-toe walking. In our collective conversation about fitness and aging, we often focus on the visible components: muscle strength, joint health, and cardiovascular endurance. But there is a silent, invisible pillar of fitness that becomes arguably the most critical factor in maintaining independence as we age: balance. Without good balance, all the strength in the world cannot prevent a life-altering fall. And one of the simplest, most profound ways to protect and enhance this vital sense is by practicing basic balance exercises like heel-to-toe walking. This exercise requires no equipment, no special location, and only a few minutes of your day. The movement is as simple as it sounds. You walk forward in a straight line, slowly and deliberately placing the heel of your front foot so that it touches the toes of your back foot with each step, just as if you were walking on a tightrope. It may sound elementary, but when performed with focus and control, it presents a significant challenge to the body's complex balance systems. It forces the small, stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, legs, and core to fire in concert to keep you upright. These are the very muscles that spring into action to keep you steady when you step off an uneven curb, turn around too quickly, or navigate a cluttered room. Our sense of balance tends to decline with age for a combination of reasons. First, we experience sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle mass, especially in the legs and core, which form our base of support. Second, the vestibular system in our inner ear, which acts as the body's internal gyroscope, can become less sensitive. And third, our lifestyle often becomes more sedentary, meaning we simply don't challenge our balance systems as frequently. This combination can leave the body feeling less confident on its feet, even if you are otherwise strong. This is why targeted balance exercises like heel-to-toe walking are so transformative. They are a form of neurological retraining. With each focused step, you are reestablishing and strengthening the communication pathways between your brain and your body. You are improving your coordination, your joint awareness, proprioception, and your body's ability to make instantaneous microadjustments to maintain its center of gravity. The more consistently you practice, the more deeply your body relearns how to stay upright, how to recover from a stumble, and how to catch yourself before a potential fall even happens.
This isn't just about accident prevention, it's about reclaiming your freedom. When your balance improves, your confidence soars. The hesitation you felt before stepping into the shower or walking across a dark room begins to fade. You feel more secure navigating crowded stores or uneven garden paths. This newfound confidence is the key that unlocks a more active life, and an active life is an independent life. The gentleness of this exercise is also one of its greatest strengths. You can do it barefoot to enhance the sensory feedback from your feet, or in shoes. You can start by holding onto a wall, a countertop, or the back of a chair for support, gradually letting go as your stability improves. For an added challenge, you can try it while turning your head slowly from side to side, which further tests your vestibular system. Just ensure you are always in a safe, clear space. And that is our sixth and final secret for a life of active independence, a simple practice that safeguards your most precious asset. If you understand how profoundly crucial balance is for your long-term well-being and plan to incorporate this practice into your life, please let us know by commenting with the number 6 below. We are so grateful you've joined us for this entire journey of discovery.
As we reach the end of our in-depth exploration, the central message becomes crystal clear. When it comes to exercise in our later years, the guiding principle is no longer no pain, no gain, but no wisdom, no gain. It's not about how much you do or how hard you push. It's about doing the right things in the right way for the body you have today. We've uncovered the hard truth that some movements once considered staples of fitness, like deep squats, high-impact running, and heavy overhead lifts, can silently erode our joints and stability. In their place, we have discovered the quiet power of safer, smarter alternatives, the joint-protecting strength of seated leg raises, the functional power of wall push-ups, and the freedom-giving stability of heel-to-toe walking. Take a moment now to reflect. Which of these 6 insights resonated most deeply with you? Were you surprised to learn that a common exercise could be a source of harm, or did you feel a spark of recognition and hope when we discussed a simple, accessible movement and think to yourself, I can do that? This journey is about much more than just avoiding pain. It is about actively protecting your ability to move through the world with dignity, confidence, and freedom. Your body, after carrying you through decades of life, is not weaker. It is wiser. It deserves to be treated with respect and intelligence, not with the punishing standards of your youth. The small, conscious choices you make today, exchanging a risky movement for a smarter one, choosing mindful control over mindless intensity, are the very building blocks of how you will live tomorrow, strong, steady, and wonderfully independent. Don't let pride, habit, or outdated information hold you back. Let wisdom be your guide. After all of this analysis, we are left with one final crucial question. What is the single most important lesson you've learned for yourself today? What is the one shift you plan to make in your life, starting now? We would be truly honored to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories, insights, and commitments are the lifeblood of this community. They inspire and encourage every single person who reads them. If you found this video helpful and empowering, please show your support with a like and share it with someone you care about. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, the journey of self-care is a marathon, not a sprint. Be kind to your body. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.